Hi guys. I just wanted to make a few videos so that one, you could see my face, and two, so that I could actually explain the things that I want to explain to you guys. So, today we're going to start with how to take notes. Now, I know we've already been through a unit, but I think it's important to talk about this so that we can um, go on for the rest of the year and be able to have those skills. Because when I was in high school, my teachers never showed me how to take notes. And so I got to college or even just taking notes for anything else. And I was like, I don't know how to take notes. I just write everything down, right? um, but I'm going to show you guys how to take notes. So, let's start out right. How do we take good notes? So let's look at a um, example first. I'm going to move my little thing there. Um, I want you to notice that we have keywords up here, and you can clearly see these things right here. Um, and that's important because when you take notes, you want to make sure that it's something that is going to catch your eye so that when you go and look at them again, you're not just like, oh, this is a jumbled mess. And also, notice that this is not just paragraphs, it's organized into um, different things. So, okay, let's continue. So, some tips for note taking after looking at that example. One, you need to use lined paper. Um, I mean, you can take notes on just regular paper, but it's better if you take it on lined paper. Another thing, make sure that there is a title because if you don't have a title, then you're not going to know what your notes are. So that kind of defeats the purpose. And just like the picture that I showed in the previous slide, you're going to write or draw a line down the left side of the paper where you will put the keywords or vocabulary words. And then to the right of that line, you're going to define those words, organized up, of course, and not only define the words, but add other notes that you feel might be important for those vocabulary words. So let's look at it again. And you can see here we have the keywords, and then it's defined, but it's also got organization. Also, notice we have a um, title up here. Now, this is actually kind of notes that is called Cornell Notes. And I really like this because it gives the student or the person taking notes, whoever it is, um, some serious organization, and it's really good. Um, and notice you can put here keywords and notes. So let's talk about it a little bit more. So you also need to make sure, especially in my PowerPoints, when we're going through class, you need to make sure to add anything that is bolded or has a key by it to your notes. Because if you don't, you might miss some seriously important things. And one, I think, something that is really crucial to taking good notes is you don't have to write every single word. Because if you do, it's going to take you forever. And not only that, but when you're taking notes on every single word, then you might miss something that the teacher said or something like that. It also helps your brain. Like I have here, this means that you need to think about what is written on the PowerPoint instead of just writing everything you see. So it engages your brain and helps you to see what you're actually writing. Um, and that is so important when you're looking at PowerPoints and things like that. So as we go through these notes for this next unit, I want you to make sure that you're actually writing notes. Maybe those of you at home that are distant learners are like, what's the point in me taking notes? Like, I have the PowerPoints on Canvas. Why take notes? That is a very good question. Because the actual act of you taking notes with your hand helps your brain to internalize the actual information. In college, when I wanted to study, I would actually go through the PowerPoints that we had for my classes, and I would write down notes again. Even though I took notes in class, I would write down the notes again. And I knew those classes that I did that with, I knew the material better than I did the other classes. Now, this may not be for everyone, but I feel like it benefits everyone that does it. Even if it may be maybe it's hard for you to write, and I understand that. But you got to take into account your situation and your what you feel like you can do. But I want you to try your best to take notes. So happy note taking. I hope that you guys all have a beautiful day.